Modern Warfare 4. That's just not really a name that rolls off the tongue, is it? I mean, it's not. And what's crazy is years ago, if we would have heard Modern Warfare 4 teased or it's coming, we would all... Call of Duty saved. It's going to be awesome. But not especially after Black Ops 7, which is kind of the title that sounds like it should be a meme. I mean, when's the last time we got a truly original sub-series? Was it Vanguard? I'm not sure if that game really counts, but even still, that was back in 2021. That was 5 years ago. The last COD game to not be part of a sub-series was almost 5 years ago. And the last one before that was COD World War II in 2017. So just really think about that while we talk about the fact that Modern Warfare 4 is seemingly confirmed to be COD 2026. And it's absolutely, in my opinion, going to kill this franchise where it stands. And I'm not really trying to be hyperbolic right now. I'm not. Welcome to the channel, everybody. Jimmy or Chaos. Several things have happened with Black Ops 7 and COD as a whole over the last few weeks that have shown how fragile this franchise's ecosystem is right now and just how fed up the community is with the way it's being handled. And before we get the comments, it's easy to hate, it's popular to hate, it's the thing to do when a new Call of Duty comes out. Well, when there are things to hate on or be critical about, I think that's okay to speak your mind. And that's where we're at on multiple fronts here when it comes to the Call of Duty franchise. And I always go back to, I try not to take it personal, but when somebody attacks me and says, oh, you're not even a Call of Duty fan, or you're just trying to be this guy or this guy, you're just trying to get views or clicks. No, I've been a Call of Duty fan longer than most of you have. Call of Duty has completely evolved my life on a personal level, family level, business level, you name it. So for me to come at it with the thoughts and opinions that I have right now, it's pretty personal for me. Now, when you pair up how the community is fed up, and when you pair that up with the Modern Warfare leaks that have come out regarding what the game is going to be like and what kind of features that it could allegedly have at launch, I genuinely think we may be at the tail end of this franchise. So in case you've been living under a rock, let me pull that rock up for you and let me get you up to date. There's a lot of controversy recently about the changes Treyarch has made to the matchmaking playlist of Black Ops 7. I made an entire video 2 or 3 days ago about it, but the quick recap is that Treyarch, ever since BO7 launched, has been very cagey about how open matchmaking works. There's been several tests done to prove that open playlists actually do have SBMM in them, to the point that it's basically just a slightly less strict version of normal matchmaking or standard. Now, the theory going around since launch has been that Treyarch is intentionally making open matchmaking sweaty and unenjoyable, so that way they can filter everyone back into the standard matchmaking system that has SBMM at the normal rate. And that way, they can take that data back to Activision and say, well, open matchmaking didn't work. Let's just go back to SBMM so we can keep protecting little Timmy and keeping his mom's credit card number on file. Put simply, that seems to be what's happening, and the game hasn't been out for a month. Treyarch put out that blog post earlier this week. Most of you agree with me. 1 or 2 of you said we were reading it wrong. I went back over and over and dissected and analyzed. No, we're not reading it wrong at all. They made the blog post about moving the standard matchmaking playlist to the top of the featured tab, so it's in front and center when you turn on the game. And if you want to play the open matchmaking, you have to go digging into the menus to find for it, which is inherently going to shrink the player base of that mode down and give Treyarch even more justification to get rid of it. And I had somebody argue that it's just the featured tab. It's not a big deal, Jimmy. Actually, it is a big deal. I bet if we could see those numbers on the back end and the click-through rate of what tabs get hit, and when somebody goes to the menu page, how stuff gets hit, I guarantee you the stuff in front of you gets hit the most. Put simply, the community is pretty pissed off. Because not only did they kind of bait and switch us with how open matchmaking was going to work, but now they're seemingly preparing us for open matchmaking to be deleted or dumbed down altogether. But what does that have to do with Modern Warfare 4, Jimmy? Honestly, it has everything to do with Modern Warfare 4. Black Ops 7 was supposed to be the game that got everything back on track. We were going to be drip-fed, actually force-fed nostalgia. It was supposed to be the game that got all the old school players back in the fray, beefed up the community going into next year, so that way, everybody would be on board with MW4. All the old school players will be back in the mix. All the new school players were going to be along for the ride. But several things have happened since this game came out. The old school players have left the game completely because they feel they got lied to about what they were getting. And new school players, they're also leaving because they are looking at better games on the market right now. This is really bad going into Modern Warfare 4 because MW4 is going to be a very controversial game. According to all the leaks we've gotten so far from insiders and early playtesters, it's not good. According to everything that we know about Modern Warfare 4, nothing confirmed, all alleged, the game is going to basically be Modern Warfare 2019. I'm not talking Modern Warfare 2019 after all the updates. I'm talking MW19 at launch, meaning it's going to be super door heavy, super slow pace, super campy, super reliant on skill-based matchmaking to protect little Timmy and make sure the experienced players never get an easy lobby. Infinity Ward has a bad habit of just throwing whatever they want in their games without any regard for how the community feels because they know the casuals will have their back, and it seems like MW4 is going to be more of the same for them, which I think is really funny because the best received COD games of the last 5 years have been the games that deliberately pushed back and went against what Infinity Ward wants. Modern Warfare 3 2023, widely seen as the best post-Warzone COD game, and that game is literally just Modern Warfare 2, but with all the problems fixed. A lot of people also really like Black Ops Cold War, another example of MW19, but with a bunch of community-driven fixes like longer time to kill, better visibility, less grindy camos, and more straightforward map designs. But according to all the leaks regarding this Modern Warfare 4, next year's COD game is going to be another of Infinity Ward's worst habits and worst ideas put on full display, and I genuinely don't think the COD franchise can take this hit. Black Ops 7, it's truly exposed how vulnerable Call of Duty is as a brand. Battlefield 6 completely stomped COD this year so far. There's no way around it. The player counts were way higher. Sales numbers significantly higher. And even though Black Ops 7 still generated a lot of revenue, there's no getting around the fact it was not the biggest game of the year. In fact, this makes it 2 times in the last 4 years that Call of Duty was beaten out by another game because for the last decade and a half, all I remember the best-selling game of the year every single year was Call of Duty, regardless of the game's quality. But in 2023, COD was beaten out by Hogwarts Legacy. Now in 2025, COD was beaten out by Battlefield, which is its direct competitor. Call of Duty is seriously falling off. That's a fact. This isn't the kind of thing that Activision can ignore. Black Ops 7 is the worst performing COD game in over a decade, despite all the attempts to get the series back on track. And with the community now being at an all-time low in terms of morale and passion, do you really think Modern Warfare 4 is going to get everybody back on the bandwagon? I mean, I don't think people realize just how bad the matchmaking bait and switch was. Activision and Treyarch were really banking on old school, hardcore community fans to come back for open matchmaking, but then they completely pulled the rug out from underneath them, which has led to the open matchmaking community being this small and relatively insignificant portion of the buying base. And don't take my word for it, take Treyarch's. Treyarch wouldn't be filtering out open matchmaking this quickly if it was a big success. They wouldn't. And you can say, Jimmy, open matchmaking is failing because it's not really open matchmaking, and you're correct. But that does not change where this is going. Black Ops 7 has been out for less than a month. They're already having to consolidate the player base, and they're already filtering out OM, and that is not a good sign of how big or healthy the community is right now. With 2026 bringing a much more controversial game, allegedly, do you really think all of the people on Black Ops 7 are going to stick around for another year once the game gets even slower, even campier, even more methodical, even more reliant on SBMM? No, they're not. And I know you could say, Jimmy, casual base doesn't even watch YouTube or go on X or anything like that. They just buy the new Call of Duty title because you're right. There will always be that casual base that buys it just because. But that doesn't keep you at the top of the mountain. That's not even talking about the major 2026 elephant in the room, which is GTA 6. It's currently set to release in November of 2026, smack dab in the middle of Call of Duty's typical release window. And if anybody can stand up to Call of Duty at its best, it's Rockstar. But that's the thing. Call of Duty is not at its best. Call of Duty is in a horrible place right now, and Activision seriously is about to put it up against GTA 6 as if they have any chance at succeeding in that fight. They don't. You could say, Jimmy, GTA 6 and COD are very two different games. You're right. The problem here is that Call of Duty makes a lot of money off the casual gamer, the person who just plays video games for an hour or two a day and then plays the most popular titles. Modern Warfare 4 is not going to appeal to the core Call of Duty audience, which means Activision is putting all their eggs in the casual gamer basket. Do you really think the average casual gamer is going to go buy Modern Warfare 4 over GTA 6? Do you really think the average casual gamer is going to spend their time on Modern Warfare 4's multiplayer grind instead of GTA 6 Online? I don't think that's the case. I know it's not. And as for the core Call of Duty audience, they've moved on. There's tons of other multiplayer games, and there will be more that hit the market by November of next year, to the point that Activision simply can't rely on them to carry Modern Warfare 4 sales numbers. So not only is Modern Warfare 4 going to completely lose the core COD audience, it's going to lose a chunk of that casual gamer audience to GTA 6. So who's left? Not many people. They could always pull the whole, Infinite Warfare, where they had Modern Warfare Remastered. They could do that. They could say, here's Black Ops 2 Remastered, but it's $80 and you have to buy Modern Warfare 4 to get it. That would generate some sales, but it's still not going to be what they need to go up against GTA 6. Modern Warfare 4, I'm predicting it. Massive flop. Writing's on the wall. I mean, it's going to leave Call of Duty in a very rough position. And frankly, I think that's a good thing because the consumer should always have the final say in situations like this. A franchise shouldn't be able to go against what the community wants for years on end and still be successful. If COD flops next year, that's COD's fault. And the only way for COD to get better is for them to listen to what the community actually wants. But is that even going to be an option after MW4? I mean, I think MW4's failure might be the final nail in the coffin for Call of Duty. I think it's very possible that MW4 turns COD into a second-tier FPS franchise like Army of Two or like Quake. Something that still has a brand recognition to it and a fan base, but nothing that actually manages to stand up to the AAA juggernauts every year. I know, that's crazy to say. But all the chips are stacked against Call of Duty in 2026, and it's entirely COD's fault for putting itself in that situation. Then what happens after 2026? It's going to be interesting. Will it be a yearly franchise still? I mean, I don't think it should be, but will Activision actually pull the plug on yearly releases? I don't know. With how hard the odds or how big the odds are stacked against Modern Warfare 4 and how much money is being poured in COD every single year, I really think 2026 might be the end of COD as we know it. Now, obviously, COD games will still be made after, but I think with how hard this one could potentially fail, there will be a major restructuring of how it works. There just isn't a justification anymore for hundreds of millions of dollars being put into COD development every single year. Yeah, they're selling lots of bundles in the shop, and sure, they're selling a decent amount of copies every year. I just don't see how this is profitable for them in the long term, especially with what they've been used to. The profit margins are shrinking, for sure. I mean, it's a good thing for the consumer, you and me. Something has to change if COD is ever going to get back on top of the world again. We'll see. Let me know what you guys think. I'll see you soon.